Hey all, welcome to the acquisition report at the CIOPCC this week. We're going to have 10 items on this one. It's a big one, but not really. You'll see what I mean in a minute. First one is right here to the left. Remember I had talked about picking up the Con exclusive Indy there on the right and Senior Henry Jones Sr. in the middle. This week, my regular Henry, Professor Jones, my regular Indiana, showed up. I was wrong when I had mentioned this earlier. I thought that we were going to probably be swapping out the hands because the hands are removable between the two, but they just did, this was just a change in color. So they did this paint job here for the Cons, and then they did the normal look for the regular release. So there you go. That's number one, an Indiana Jones mini bus. Now I'm hoping we'll see some more of these. I don't have my, I'm not holding my breath though, because Indiana Jones merchandise hasn't done that well in the last few years. These are the only three that Gentle Giants talked about doing, so they may end up being the only three we get, sadly. I also picked up 5 things that are going to go straight into storage. I know I don't do that very often these days, but sometimes I'll see stuff like this and I'll think, one of these days I'm going to really regret not having picked that up, even though I don't really have a spot that I want to put it right now. And then one of those is this first Batmobile here from Hot Wheels. Very golden age release, pretty cool. Picked that up this week when I saw it at Meijer. Then we have something I ordered ages ago, the 4 Prodigy figures. Doll and Murph in that package here. We have Gwendola in this one. Now the problem is, of course, that we don't think Playmates is going to continue any of these Prodigies. I'm surprised we even got these. Jankum Pog. Because they did cancel the Janeway that was supposed to be part of this. She was going to be the 5th figure in this wave. And she got canceled. I don't think we're going to see anything else. So those 4 for now I'm going to stick in storage, and I'll think about what I might be able to do with them someday. So that's 5, 6. Wow, that's a lot already. So we'll go over here to number 7. We're going to be in the 112 collective. I didn't mention this one. I actually got this a couple weeks ago. The Shadow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? Only the Shadow knows. Terrific version of the Shadow. Got him out here with a couple of his accessories next to Prune Face. I'm looking forward to adding Dick Tracy to this as well. Terrific figure. He's going to be one of those that people later on are going to go, hey, I really wished I would have picked that up. So he actually came out a couple weeks ago, and he's number 7. I'm actually looking for 3 Batman figures that were part of the McFarlane releases. One of them is the new Commissioner Gordon. He's got a paint variation. One of them is the new Batgirl that was with the New Adventures versions. She has a black suit on. And the other one I did find this week, that's the Batgirl paint variation in this wave. There was no Build-A-Figure in this wave like with the Gordons. These are the new Adventures of Batman wave. And they did do this paint variation that I picked up to go along with the rest of them. So, there you have number 7. Actually, that's number 8. Sorry, that's number 8. 9 and 10, to finish things off down here, are both in the horror section. If you watched my video about the orange section earlier this week, you noticed that I mentioned the glow-in-the-dark mummy I had picked up. Now, I already had the glow-in-the-dark Phantom and the glow-in-the-dark creature because those were con exclusives, and when they have something like that I'm kind of waffling around on whether or not I want, and they're con exclusives, I'm smart enough to pick them up. However, I saw the Mummy this week at a Target and the Frankenstein, and I thought, you know what? Let's just grab them. The Dracula's up for pre-order on the online store. I can snag that one, and here's, all I got to do is find Wolfman. Well, I tried to go back and find Frankenstein, and I have no idea what Target that was at. So I'm going to have to turn to eBay for Frankenstein because I do have a Wolfman on the way, I have the Dracula on the way, and here we have the Mummy. So that only leaves poor Frankenstein so far in that glow-in-the-dark series, as far as I know. And the last one, Creature from the Black Lagoon. You know I'm a massive fan. So when I saw Leonardo as the creature here, I ended up breaking down and picking him up. And I say breaking down because I haven't bought any of the turtles as Universal Monsters. Really don't care about the turtles as Universal Monsters or as Star Trek characters or as any other kind of variation they might do. But when they did the creature version here of Leonardo, yeah, that broke me. So I picked that up this week, added him with some of the other creatures there to the horror shelf. So there you have it. That's 10 new items added to the Institute this week. We have a couple of more things hot on their tail. They should be coming in the next day or two that I'm really looking forward to. Now, until we do a top 10 on Monday, you have a great weekend. Make sure you subscribe.